Well, I fucked up. What's up, guys? I'm still adjusting my hotkeys on me. I fucked that up. Don't even fucking worry about it. But you guys wanted it, and I'm gonna give it to y'all. You guys wanted it. I'm gonna give it to y'all. Damn, bro. I am all over the place till fucking day. But we are the Boomcast. You guys are the Boomcasters. I am the commish, and we have...
Jay at San Antonio Orbits, per usual.
And we got a fucking special guest star. Can we reveal himself?
What's up? What's up, y'all? This is Seahawks, aka David.
Yeah, he a bit numbing around. He's a homie. He's great. He was up. I'm sorry for the little mix-up. That's my fault. I got hotkeys and I hit enter when I was supposed to hit send. It's my fault. Ooh, I'm over here trying to be all cool and shit, but it ain't working. But what's up, guys? It is week 5 currently in the league. We're gonna go ahead and recap week 4. We had some crazy games week 4. Man, crazy games. So how are you guys all doing? You guys all chilling? I don't have a trivia for today, guys. I don't have a trivia, but if you guys want a reward, I need you guys to subscribe to the channel and like the video. Show me that you did that shit, and you guys will get +2 on any player under 75 overall. +2 on any player under 75 overall. If you don't do it, you don't show me, you don't get it, you missed out. That's my bad. Not even my bad. That's y'all's fault. I mean, it's an easy reward I'm giving out. But man, how you guys doing, chat? Let's talk it up. Jay, how you guys doing? David, what you guys doing?
Man, we're good over here. It's just it's an honor to be here.
Hell yeah, dude! It's an honor to have you here, dude. And you thrive with us, dude. You thrive with us. I know you're gonna give us some good takes. I know you're gonna go against our takes, and that's what I want.
It takes me to be hot as hell. I'm gonna let you know that right now.
Definitely trying to argue here. Definitely.
On God, if we're not arguing, what are we doing? We're wasting our time here, dude. We shouldn't just be talking.
Hell yeah.
So, with that being said, do y'all want to get started with this shit, or what? Wait, I got a screenshot. No, you don't have to screenshot for 2+2. I mean, you can and show me that you subscribed and, liked. But, it is what it is. It looks like David got a shout out with a little kissy from Eurostep. How about y'all say that in the bedroom? Motherfucker.
That's my boy. That's my boy.
Shit is crazy and wild up in here. So, first of all, let's get started with these crazy ass motherfucking trades. Shit
Oh God.
is bonkers, dude. Fucking bonkers. So we're gonna start off with the first one, and it's gonna be the Panthers and the River Hogs trade. So we're gonna talk about C.J. Henderson and George Pickens being traded. Now the River Hogs guy disappeared. Don't know what happened to him. We have a new user. It's cool if he's here. What's up? Is what it is. But how you guys feel about this? C.J. Henderson and a 2027 second-round pick for George Pickens.
27, that's next year's, right?
Yeah, that's next year's.
I mean, I feel like it's a pretty solid trade overall because he gets draft capital, which a lot of people in this league are looking for. Now, he probably has something that a lot of people don't care much about because I've noticed that a lot of people don't care about future picks. They only care about the year of. But, I mean, secondary help is hard to come by, and C.J. Henderson is a pretty solid addition to any secondary. And costing George Pickens, who knows, maybe he believes in one of his death pieces that he can actually get he can get over the missing of George Pickens.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's a win-win. I haven't really looked at the Riverhawks receivers, so we'll see. I mean, it is an even trade. You get a young corner for young wide receiver. You get a draft pick. Panthers need those draft picks.
Hey, hold on. I'm going to interrupt you there.
What's up?
I'm looking at this, and it's saying he has a brand new contract.
George Pickens got re-signed, huh?
He probably got a start.
Yeah, I don't think he picked him up for free agency.
But, sorry. Yeah, we have it. That's a different one.
Well, the CPU side, I mean, with the new guy, it's not a lot.
Yeah, I I feel you. I was just trying to make sure that we're on the same page here.
Well, actually, yeah, I don't like the trade for the Riverhawks because Burst Pickens is by far the best receiver. I don't know. I wouldn't do it personally.
I feel like he gets
Um,
Hey, your music's still playing, Eric. Yeah. Derek came out and said that it was still playing.
yeah, I think his corner room is better than his wide receiver room. I would have just stayed put, but to each their own. Maybe he's been getting burned a lot. He felt like he needed another corner. I mean, he actually didn't even play a game in this league, but I guess looking at the roster, he felt like that was a better move.
Alright, so moving on.
I got my bag and they know it. You wanna post for a photo? I don't want nothing to do with it. Gotta stand the clip so that I keep my palm in the trunk. Keep that 30 on my head, wait for the sound of the drum. Okay. There's a party on the rooftop. Bad hoe, give me top to the jaw lock, yeah. And I put up in a drop top. Candy paint, black tints, there's a hot spot. There's a party.
Daniel Jones is a cornerback. I was off my game today, motherfuckers. Jesus Christ. I might need you guys to proofread my shit that I put out. That's my fault. I'm still learning. I'm still getting shit done. But what was your thought process? What was your thought process here, David? That's why we brought you on. We wanna grind you. We wanna see what you're thinking.
That was gay as hell, but yeah.
Roast session right here. Yeah, so I hit up Panthers, I believe week 4, and I asked him if Bryce was on the block because I know the CPU drafted a quarterback for him, and he seems like a solid quarterback. If I was him, I would trade Bryce. But he was staying put. He said that he wasn't going to move him until next season. So I was like, okay, I need to look for another quarterback because Bo is a little weird. His release is just not doing it for me. Everything else looks fine, but I mean, he's also missing a bunch of throws. And I get it. He's a young quarterback, but it's just like I feel like I have a team to win now, and I just don't have the time to be developing a quarterback. So I wanted someone a little bit more established. I feel like Daniel Jones kind of fit my style. He could run. His passing stats aren't really that bad. With the stat points, I could give him some throw power. So I felt like it was a good move. Moffitt doesn't really play for me, so I was with it. But we'll talk about the next trade, I guess.
I mean, at the end of the day, like, I guess you want to stay in playoff contentions, and I mean, kudos to you, dude, because I mean, like I said, you number one in my heart last episode. It's still the same way.
Come on, baby.
But I mean, Daniel Jones has got a flimsy arm, and I've heard plenty of users complain about him. But you know what? If you can make him work like you made Old Man Rodgers work, then man, kudos to you. And the Bulls gets a linebacker that's well needed. He's pretty decent with speed, 87 speed. Can't complain about that, man. Really can't. Now with the
Jay.
Oh, go ahead.
Oh my bad. I'm sorry. Jay, what do you think about that trade before the Bryce trade?
The Daniel Jones trade?
Yeah, just thinking about that trade without it.
I thought it was pretty solid. I saw that you were, because I mean, your only quarterback at the time, you were just running Bo Nix. So I understand wanting that like established presence, and I mean, I wasn't like one to say that's a stupid trade, or I wasn't one to say that that was not gonna fit your play scheme. Daniel Jones, he works out for certain people. I've had him a few times, and he does good. Sometimes he doesn't. He's just a mediocre quarterback to me, but he does make up for it with his legs. He makes up for it with he has pretty good accuracy, but he does have a flimsy arm. So I do see that point that Commission's making.
For sure.
But you not having the quarterback depth, I feel like that was a perfect piece. You get to develop Bo Nix, and if the lights get too bright for him, bring him down, stick in Daniel Jones to finish out the game for him, and you still get the development. So
True.
I saw that was a pretty solid trade. That's why I was pretty good. I was all for it.
Cool.
Okay. Going into the next trade, we're not going to Bryce Young yet. We're going to talk about this Bucks and Orbits trade. Now, this is a trade, I guess I didn't see this coming at all. The Orbits, can move around a lot of money. He's very well with trades. These two teams are trigger fucking happy. So we have the Orbits sending Wyatt Teller, the right guard, with a couple picks. He has a 2026 third-round pick and a 2027 future first-round pick. And the Bucks send over Kaija Cansey over with Devin Bush. Now, let me tell you something right here. The Orbits already has a deadly defensive line. Adding to that linebacker room with someone with speed, with experience, and another end for the future, it's terrifying, dude. I wouldn't want to be in the NFC North. I wouldn't want to play him at all. Dude's on fire. But I will say, for the rest of that conference, you guys should be happy that Wyatt Teller is gone and that there's probably a hole or a weakness in that. But I'm going to let the big man himself, who made the trade, talk about it. What did you feel? What made you go into this?
I was pretty short on my. I felt like I was pretty short on what I felt comfortable in my defensive line, because we all know I have Miles Garrett, season leading sack. He's a sack leader on the year. He was a sack leader last year, and I have Miles Garrett. I traded for Jeffrey Simmons also, so that also puts him at the edge.
Mm-hmm.
But then also the people behind just those two big names, they were pretty mediocre and they were kind of aging. Like I got a 29-year-old 74 overall. He gets the job done, but I wanted someone that has longevity that I can rely on in the future. So going for Kalijah Cansey sounded like the best option when I found out he was on the block. He has a good little bit of a he has a good like takeoff as soon as he gets off the edge. And him being 24, I still got him for 2 more years on a contract. He's 78 overall. I feel like he's able to be he can still be developed, and him being that young and that medium overall, I think it's pretty solid. I felt like I had a really good chance at bolstering my defensive line because everyone knows me. I like my defensive line. My defense is as good as my line is, and that's how I build my team around.
Okay, okay.
As
Yeah, no,
far
I
as
think you're by far the best defensive line user I've ever played against. It's ridiculous, and you having Miles Garrett is just OP as eights. I will say, I think it was smart to get rid of Teller because he's 30. He's in the last year of his contract, but I do not love the first rounder. I wish he would have gave a second. I think it would have been balanced. It would have been perfect. But I do see the upside with Kansas. I do like that acquisition for sure.
honestly, the I can tell you the reason I went first was solely because of Devin Bush. I
See,
need desperately I need the linebacker help,
See, I don't
and Devin.
mind the first. I'm sorry, I don't mind the first round pick given off right now because at the end of the day, he stays a playoff contender, and he's gonna have high draft picks. It's gonna be within the 25s and up. He's gonna go deep into the playoffs. I know last year, didn't go deep. We know why of that. But at the end of the day, um, man, those late first round picks, man. Sometimes they hit, sometimes they don't. But at the end of the day, Jay really makes these trades really worth it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I mean,
no.
okay, go ahead.
Hmm. Go
Go
ahead,
ahead.
Jake. Go ahead. Jake, go ahead.
All right. I agree with him because I always see myself like when people really want to talk about my first, I'm like, look, I'm gonna let you know this right now. It's not gonna be that high. I'm a consistent playoff team. You could look at any of my past teams that I've had before. I'm consistently in the playoffs. And
No, I
maybe out of
agree.
10 times. Go ahead.
No, I agree. It's just I guess it depends on each user. I just feel like linebackers are such a replaceable position. You could just put someone that's solid there and they'll get the job done. That's typically what I do. But yeah, I understand. I mean, if you're into linebackers, I definitely get the trade.
Yeah, I desperately need the help at linebacker, and that was as much as anyone was gonna give me. And I really do like the idea of that speed threat having in the outside linebacker position. But
Yeah, yeah.
he was the only one I could find, and I was really trying to get this deal off, and he wasn't going with anything less than the first, and
It's
I'm like,
Kari.
look, if I, yeah, it's
Well,
Kari,
I
yeah.
was about to say I thought we didn't trade with Kari. What's going on?
Yeah, what's up with that, dude?
What the fuck?
I don't know if you guys really look at history, history shows me and Kari trade more than me and any other person in the league.
Ooh,
I think it's who
okay.
has the issue, man.
No, we all know like there are certain people that don't trade worth a damn. I mean, even then,
Mm-hmm.
if you can consider maybe uh the Lions 5 trades in his whole tenure here, 3 of them were to me.
That's crazy. That man doesn't trade at
So
all.
so I
Mm-mm.
I have a way, not to gas me up or not to call anyone else stupid, but like I have a way that I can make someone want a deal. And usually Kari is just on par with me as far as anyone can go. And I always say that anyone can go for the right price.
Don't
I
get me
saw he had
started with the Pat Mahomes trade he had when he was with the Jets. That shit crazy.
Yeah, that just tells everyone. I managed to trade for Patrick Mahomes when I was in New York Jets. It's possible.
Fucking
That's
crazy.
true.
Yep. All right. So we're gonna move into the next trade. I didn't make a graphic for this one. This one is a little bit too big, too much of a depth to make this graphic. But man, David, go ahead and tell the boys what you got, man.
Well, I was kind of forced into this huge trade because apparently I had to double the points, the value. So that kind of sucked. But that shows you how much I believe in Bryce and how low-key desperate I am for a quarterback. We traded this year's first rounder, next year's first rounder, and a second round pick this year. Jamal Adams, which is on the last year of his contract. Spoiler alert, I was not going to sign him again. He drops way too many interceptions for me, and I just feel like he's replaceable. Kobe Bryant, cornerback, doesn't play for me at all. Doesn't matter. The one that hurts is Josh Allen for sure. He's a solid player. He did have superstar last year. He lost it. So, I mean, that made me want to move him for sure, but it still hurts. He's still a good player. But we get Bryce Young. We get the quarterback of the future, and I feel good about it. I can't wait to play with him, and he's gonna develop quick.
Man, I hope so because dude's got a flimsy arm, man. But I mean, and you like to throw the rock, and when I mean throw the rock, you like to throw it at least 20+ yards in big situations, especially on third down and when you're behind and when you're chasing. And with
Hmm.
his throw power, man, I believe it was what? Let me check here, double check. 89 throw power. I mean, it's better than what I thought. He starts off with an 87. So I mean, with some
Hmm.
time and some progression, maybe he could be that guy. I mean, he's got a 93 short accuracy, and the more he gets, mid is 87, deep is 86. Under pressure, he's got a great under pressure throw for a guy who isn't known to do that. So we'll definitely see. You're definitely known, used to be known for read options, so maybe that might be in the mix of your play call. Again, I don't want to call you out, and you have your whole division scout you, but I mean, dude, I mean, it can go two ways. It can go really bad or it can be really good. And for on the Panthers aspect, I mean, he's ready. He can develop. I mean, he developed Bryce Young into a stud. So I see the same way for Quinn Ewers. Pretty much fits the same genre of Bryce Young. So I see all in all, it benefits both teams. Now in the long run, the Seahawks will have to probably look and find those two first rounders, possibly trading old players or possibly trading some big pieces. But yeah, we'll definitely see in the future how this trade pans out. For right now, I'm 50-50 on it. But if you can make this work and you can get wins, then fuck it, why not? And then of course you always have another quarterback to fall back on if you don't like Bryce Young. Jay, what do you think?
I agree with you. It surprised me how much he was willing to give up for Bryce Young because I was also in minor talks for Bryce Young, but
Ooh.
whenever I saw like this trade come in, and I'm like, wow, that was nowhere. Like I was not gonna give that much. I felt like it's one thing to have to give up that much. It's nothing to be willing to. And I mean, you losing a linebacker like Josh Allen, it's gonna affect his defense. And even at that losing that safety at Jamal Adams, it really does do something to that defense. So I feel like in the future, it's gonna be more like he's gonna have pretty big holes in that defense, especially not having any draft capital to draft any younger replacements. I feel like it might bite him in the ass in the long run. But if he can, now he has a quarterback. Now he's just playing keep up all game and hoping he can get a stop.
Yeah.
Yeah, no. I mean, I still feel good about the defense. We have Jonathan Allen in the middle. We had Von Miller. We'll see how long he stays. I mean, I'm surprised he even stayed this year. I'm surprised he had an X factor. So I feel good about that defense. Have another pass rusher too. I forgot his name. He has a weird name, but I still feel good about the defense. We got Jeremy Chin earlier this year too. Fleece the Panthers on that one.
Ooh, he said
Um,
fleece.
yeah,
Fleece.
definitely for sure. So no, I feel good about it. We'll see. The draft picks, I feel the same way that you mentioned it earlier. You know how they're gonna be late, hopefully, if everything works out. So I'm not too worried about them. It looks like we have a good amount of cap, so I feel good about free agency in the future because um players don't know how to manage their cap. So a lot of good free agents pop up later down the road, year 3, 4, 5. So we'll see. We'll see how it plans out. I could definitely see the concerns, though. I could definitely see how, y'all could say this might not work out, but we'll see. I mean, it's a gamble at the end of the day.
Yeah, David, I want to talk to you about something, man. What's up with this tight end room, dude? You got a star in Dalton Kincaid, and then you got a superstar rookie. No, not rookie. Looks like a second year, third year player.
Second.
Braden Pemberton. What's up with that, man? Is Kincaid gonna be on the move?
Man, no way. Kincaid has been so good. I'm surprised how good he's doing. It was part of the trade that I did last year to move up for Bo Nix, which is now it's not looking too sexy. I lost DK Metcalf. I gained Kincaid. I gained Von Miller on that trade too, which is working out perfectly. Von has been a stud, but Kincaid has been amazing. He's actually my leading receiver right now over Gary Wilson and Jackson Smith and Jigba. So I anticipate him getting a superstar later down the road. And my other tight end, the second year player, he's great too. So, there's some packages that we run to tight ends, and whoever's open is going to get it. And I rely on them. They're really, really good tight ends. So, no, definitely not on the move.
Okay. I just wanted to know. Just wanted to see, give some people some hope. Maybe I don't know. Maybe someone might be in the business for a tight end this offseason. We'll see.
We'll see.
So that's going to be in the conclusion of our trades for right now, boys. So we're now going to go into the key game recaps of Week 4. So starting off with the first recap, we're going in with the Seahawks versus the St. Louis Sentinels. David, talk us over this one, man.
Well, I saw that you just beat him, so great job. Thank you for that help. What was I gonna say? That guy swept me twice last year, and we're in another league together, and he's beaten me. He had like a 4 game winning streak against me, so he's not a pushover. I don't know if I mean, the score looks close. It looks like it was 35-31 this week. We're gonna get to that later, but he's a good user, man. He just doesn't have the greatest team, but you know, I was kind of worried that, it was 2 games against him at the start of the season. I thought maybe we would split or he would sweep me again. So I was kind of worried about that. But, playing somebody so much, you start to figure them out. So thankfully, I feel like that's what I did. We still had a couple interceptions, I believe, that game. That's actually the game that kind of worried me with Bo Nix. I'm going to check out these stats really quick if
You
y'all
shouldn't
don't
have been
mind.
worried that much about Bo Nix. He had a perfect passer rating.
Oh shit, never mind. It was the game before. Probably it was against
$86
the
completion.
Blues. Yeah. I think it was against the Blues. No, he actually didn't play bad, but he missed a lot of throws there. But no, I think this guy's a great user. I don't take him lightly at all. Like I said, Tony Pollard has been carrying the team lately, so very glad about that. But yeah, I can't take this guy lightly. He's 1-4, but still, yeah, y'all need to be careful when y'all play him.
I would definitely say when I played him, I know we're not going to have a show this weekend, so we're really not going to probably recap on week 5 games. But I really want to
Boo.
say, man, he gave me a challenge this week, dude. I found out his little scheme, how he plays, what he likes to do in the second half, which really made some adjustments on defense. Took Eric Hendricks off the line, out of the linebacker group. I took Grady Jarrett out the line. Those are just 2 old guys that are holding me back. I thought they'll help boost up morale, give the team some boost. He loves running the ball, man. He doesn't have Kyler Murray. He likes slinging the rock. Likes being an empty set too. So I won't give out too much what he likes to do, but definitely respect to him. He's a great user. Once he can put these wins together, he can do something. So moving over to the next game in Week 4, we're gonna move over to one that was surprisingly pretty crazy to me. We're going over the Packers and the Bengals game. Now hear me out, y'all. Not in 1,000 years would I have thought, oh yeah, the Bengals are going to beat the Packers, but not just beat him, like beat him into the ground. It was 23-6, guys. It was Riley Reed's first game back from suspension, and it's not looking good. It's looking like he's having a rookie game, 14 for 29, 48% percentage rating, 181 yards, 0 tutties, 3 interceptions with 4 sacks. Looks like his O-line is not protecting him. It looks like he doesn't have time to make the correct reads. And of course, he's a rookie. He's going to have time to develop. But this is not the game you want to see as a Packers fan, especially as a Packer user. Now I want to give kudos to Thor, to the Bengals. Michael Penix, also rookie, rookie battle. 13 for 24, 54% passing percentage, 165 yards, zero touchdowns, zero touchdowns, 2 interceptions. Didn't do great. Did better.
I want to say, what are you giving kudos for? That was a dog shit performance.
Hold on. I'm not done with the kudos. Hold on. Let me finish.
Hold on. Let him cook.
He did better than Riley Reid. Not with the ball security, of course. I mean, hold on, dude. Did your defense save you? Because
yes,
looking at here,
the
running back, 14 attempts, 34 yards, 1 touchdown, 8 yards for the longest.
He has
you
a
ain't
pick
passing
six
to no
with
one,
Logan
bro.
Wilson.
I don't see T. Higgins didn't get much, man. Wow, yeah, definitely, your defensive saved you. I think I don't want to say this is a fluke game. The Bengals does have pieces. He does have 3 main players that are out right now until week 13. So, yeah. What's your guys' take on this?
Clearly, it was not a masterclass, and
I didn't say it was masterclass. Hold on.
I give 0 kudos here because this looks like a terrible game from both sides. Luckily, he does have the defensive line. And the way he runs his defense, his ends usually do a lot of the work. And you can tell here that Trey Hendrickson and Sam Hubbard both got 2 sacks apiece. So he was putting pressure on Riley Reid. And the thing also is that Logan Wilson also had a pick 6. And I'm assuming that's kind of what wrapped up the game early on, considering the way they were playing. 14 rushes for 34 yards is a horrendous stat line, and these quarterbacks both sub 50 quarterback ratings. It was just one that they need to give the refund to whoever attended that game. 5 interceptions between both quarterbacks and sub 55% completion percentage. They both threw for almost the same amount, 13 for 24 and 14 for 29. And I mean 20 yards apart as far as passing. So it was just bad on both sides of the ball. And I don't know. That's all I gotta say. This was a terrible game all the way around.
Damn, looks like chat saying it was a fluke game. Tape don't lie. Damn. Okay, chat.
Damn.
David, what you think? You think it was a fluke game or what?
I mean, it just looks like a shit show all around. I mean, it kind of reminds you of that Vikings Raiders game that happened in real life.
Yeah.
Now, this was a little more. Yeah, I know this was a little more high scoring, of course, but Jesus, I mean, this looks terrible. It looks like, I guess it was a defensive game after all, but it looks more like a fuck up game. I'm just surprised at the slump that the Packers is going through right now. I hope he can keep it up because he's a good user. You know, for the sake of the NFC, I hope he keeps doing bad, but I'm sure he's going to turn it around over time. I'm surprised he lost to the Bengals. No disrespect to the Bengals. I'm not saying he's bad. I just think highly of the Packers user, but I don't know what's going on in the quarterback room. But I mean, Justin Jefferson doesn't seem to be doing much of a difference either. What did he trade? Jair, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Jay,
I
you
mean,
should have him, right?
Yeah, I traded for Jair Alexander.
yeah, I mean, I see why now. Jefferson's not doing what he's supposed to be doing, I guess. I don't know. I don't know what to think of this.
I say give the Packers a couple more weeks, figure out this new offensive pieces he has. I think with the new rookie, it's going to be a process. I could definitely see him being as a wild card team. No disrespect, I think of you highly, especially in my power rankings. It's going to take time. It's going to take time, and that's what he's going to need. Now, do I think he should have kept Jordan Love maybe for one more season, and work his way in with Riley Reid? Could have happened, but maybe he could prove me wrong, and Riley Reid turns the whole tide around coming this week.
I mean, a question for you. I mean, who do you have winning the division then? If you have them in the wild card, do you think the Lions or the Bears are gonna sneak up and win the division this year, or what do you think?
I'm gonna give it to the Bears. I think the Bears can do some damage. His offense and his defense is very well rounded, well balanced, and I think he finally takes that leap with Justin Fields and wins games that he needs to win. Because at the end of the day, Lions, I have you as a close second, close third. If Caleb Williams wasn't hurt, I feel like you can took the division. because you play really well with him. He fits your play style, and man, those two receivers that you have and that you use, dude, kill it, dude. Jameson Williams and JT Meekins, man, kill it. But I definitely will say losing Caleb Williams for those 5 weeks can lose your chances. But if you can find a way to win games with a quarterback, definitely do that.
I think he can still show out and be. If he can win 2 games, missing his quarterback, if he can at least win 2 games within the next 4 weeks, then when Caleb Williams comes back, it'll be as if he never left. I feel like there's still a whole half of the season left to catch up, and I feel like he'll be able to, make his first playoff appearance.
Okay.
All right, well, you heard it from us, folks. So moving over to the next game. Speaking about the Lions already, Lions and Orbits, man. This was a tough one to watch. Caleb Williams only had 7 attempts before getting hurt, but before those 7 attempts, he had 5 completions. He was 71% with 61 yards and an interception. Didn't really look at the game tape too much, but I definitely feel like Caleb Williams could have had a better stat line if staying alive. But kudos to Tua Tagovailoa. 61%, 8 for 13. Man, barely threw the ball, but 3 touchdowns, man. Huge on that. I'm surprised the Lions didn't really go run heavy. Looks like he only had 10 attempts with Gibbs. He got sacked multiple times. It just looked like it was a rough day when Caleb Williams was out. Not too much going on here besides, Jay putting on a clinic, dude.
Yeah, I would have liked to take more credit for the game, but as the type of user he can be, he gave up. As soon as he lost his quarterback, he stopped trying. And he made sure to let everyone know that he's like, "Oh, I stopped caring. I'd let you have everything." And to me, that's kind of like, I've always felt like that's more of a sore thing to do. Because it's true. Your game plan's gonna have to change once you lose your quarterback. Everything changes. If Tua drops in the middle of the fucking game, I'm kind of stuck figuring shit out. But it was supposed to be honestly fireworks. The way I saw the way we were playing and the way he was running around with Caleb Williams. Unfortunately, you play stupid games, you get stupid prizes or something. However the fuck that goes. You're gonna run with your quarterback, and everyone knows you need to be careful when you do it.
Yeah, you gotta slide, man. Can't just...
You gotta slide. But to his credit, he kind of he got stuck in an animation where he ran into the back of his lineman, and he did the whole shuffle thing, and he ran immediately to Myles Garrett. So that wasn't really great on Caleb's part. He was doing really solid before going down, and Hendon Hooker showed some sort of promise. Because, his only pick on the day was from Caleb Williams. But with Hendon Hooker, he does have the speed. He tried to go a little bit run heavy, but he kind of just stopped midway. And then I think we only made it to, the 4th quarter, if anything. So, unfortunately, wasn't really much of a show-out game because we look forward to this game for sure.
Oh, yeah.
And me still getting 3 touchdowns with Tua, not having to throw that much, really does show that I can get it with Tua, but it's just depends on who you go against.
Jay, do you remember what quarter Caleb got hurt?
Caleb got hurt in the first.
Oh shit!
Yeah, it was early in the game.
He didn't make it to the second quarter.
I'm looking at the box score here, and it looks like you were up 14-7 and after halftime. So it's kind of like what you mentioned earlier, Kamish, that you adjusted to this games week. You switched out a couple players because you felt that those were the necessary moves to, win this game, and you did. So kudos to you. And it's kind of like the same thing that the Lions should have done here. Like you said, players go down, injuries, it's just part of the game. You have to try with your players, the players that are on the field. You can't just give up because, if you do that, you're not giving yourself a chance. So I agree with you, man. He should have
it's not even more
tried
of
different
that.
things,
It's more of like a sportsmanship thing because I always feel like it's discrediting someone else's game, and it's like, I would have beat your ass had I not lost my quarterback. It's like,
right.
I'm not saying I would have won anyway, but it would have been a really good game between both of us.
Oh, most definitely. You guys would have slung the rock together. It would have been fucking fireworks, dude, all around. Man, it would have been, what is it, Jared Goff and Pat Mahomes. I feel like it would have been a high scoring game. Moving on to the next one. This one was more of a blowout. I just want to bring it up to light and give kudos to the Golden Eagles. He's the Eagles, formerly the Eagles. The score was 20-0. Playing against the former Giants, which are the Bulls. Man, I was high on Drake May. I was high on the Bulls coming out the gate. I thought it was a great pickup, moving on from Daniel Jones. He didn't do bad. It wasn't okay, but it didn't do bad. 59% completion pass, 109 yards, no tutties, two interceptions. He couldn't run with Saquon. He just has to figure some things out with his line. And he's a new user to Madden a little bit, but for him to stay here and stick it out and grind it, man, kudos to him. But Jalen Hurts with 71% passing rate. Shit. 152 yards and 1 touchdown, man. He played clean ball, played safe ball with only 21 attempts. His run game looked like it was a whole run committee. Looks like Xavier Restrepo, the receiver, got a rushing touchdown. Probably did a jet sweep. I see you, old man. I see you, Unk. But all around, his defense showed up. Darius Slay Jr. with 2 picks. Old man still putting in work. Besides that, I mean, not too much to highlight, but I definitely wanted to give the kudos over to Unk, and definitely seeing him change his season around, and he has a full season to see what he can do. He's in a tough division in the NFC East too, so.
Yeah, most definitely. I wanna bring to light another game. Kamish, what happened?
Hold on. I got that graphic. Let me pull that up. Hold on. Give me a second. We were gonna do this one last, but gonna call me out and shit.
I'm just saying we gotta address the elephant in the room, man.
Okay, so all right, man. I'm gonna tell you, I ain't gonna give you really that much excuses. I didn't play Madden in a while. It was like a week and a half, whatever, blah blah blah. I didn't get to play the first 2 weeks of the season. Users weren't there. I got the force, so I didn't have this team under my belt. This is my second game pretty much under my belt in the season. I never played the Chargers. I underestimated him. He chest-pieced a little bit. I'm not going to put a lot of blame to that, but I couldn't do much to his defense. AR was still trying to figure some things out. Defensive-wise, we had some guys in there I should have took out. I didn't think to take out, but after seeing the last 2 games and how much people are running on me, how much they can pass on me, so definitely opening up some new packages, which I did this week. I put those into my game plan this week, and I came out with the dub. Was getting smacked around the first half, and I said, what? Let me make these certain changes. I came in, played my ass off, and we got the dub. But this week. This game, we're learning. This is a learning curve. We're back in the win column. We're 3-2 now, so we don't have to worry about too much. I wish I would have been able to win this game, but this was a slap in the face in reality that hey, some guys need to go. So that's pretty much it.
Yeah, that is like the lowest quarterback rating I've ever seen in my life.
Dude, I couldn't do anything.
Anthony Richardson with a 2.2, but that's not my main cause of issue. Is the fact that this man's leading rusher was Justin Herbert.
Yeah. Dude.
At 14 rushes and 85 yards.
That man is the reincarnation of David and Kari. Read options, bud. Read options.
Oh,
and I put on safe. I put it to where we could focus on the quarterback. My ends weren't doing it, dude. Like I said, we made adjustments on the D-line this week. We made adjustments to our cornerback room and to our linebacker room. So we have a more efficient defense. I feel like if I can get into the playoffs this year, especially if I'm at 11 fucking win team again, I swear to God, that pisses me off still. But if I can get in and I can see him, it's definitely going to be a different game. No doubt.
I mean, do you think it's more of a user skill or a team? I mean, the Chargers are stacked, of course. So I mean, you got to take that into consideration.
Oh no, I gave him his defense. Again, he was chest piecing for the first half until I told him something. And I said, "Hey, you can't really do that." He was shutting down things that normally stay open. But I've seen his defense. I'm reading over the tape. So if I see him again, it's going to be a completely different story. We're not going to have those issues. We're going to have a game plan working around that. So we'll come back strong.
For sure.
Yeah. We're gonna get off this game because the shit. That motherfucker said, "Oh hey,
Fucking
look."
Jay. Nah, that was Jay.
I know. I was saving that shit for last.
I need to hear his mindset, man. I just really need to hear
Bro,
his
I
mindset.
couldn't figure out my team. I finally figured it out. We took a couple days, and this is my second game under my belt, figuring shit out. But we got it. We got to win. We got to win in the column this week. But we're gonna go over the Falcons and Panthers game next. This was a hell of a game. This was game of the week worthy game. Sadly, it wasn't. I believe game of the week got simmed this week. No, it didn't. No, wait, hold on. Yeah, no, it didn't. We're going to get to game of the week. But on this game right here, I want to give kudos to the Panthers, man. Haven't won a game since this game, and he has come through 31-34. I'm pulling up the stats right now. Desmond Ridder had an okay game, 15 for 24, 62 completion rate, 222 yards, 2 touchdowns, 2 interceptions. It looks like the sacks were an issue with 3 sacks. Compared to Bryce Young, 9 for 13, didn't really throw too much. Clean football, almost clean football around, 1 tutty, 2 interceptions, also sacks all around. But it looks like this could have been a defensive game if I look here right. 2 picks. C.J. Henderson, who was recently traded, 3 picks. 2 picks, and then J.C. Horn. So both corners. Looks like there was a pick 6 that came back with J.C. Looking into sacks, looks like Bryce Huff had a sack and a half. Derek Brown was included with that sack with a half, and then Akeem Davis Gaither with the sack. Not too much craziness. Besides Noah Fant, 3 receptions, 112 yards. God damn, 37 average. 55 long, man, with a 40-60 yak. Looks like he's thriving without the Seahawks. That's a good sign. It helps get him into the win column. Not too shabby. What do y'all think, man?
Go ahead, Jake.
Oh, okay. Anything that can really help you get into the win column is something you need to kind of capitalize on. It's something you should keep going with. Hold on, let me bring this up real quick. Okay. Getting back into win column, especially after losing out, knowing what you're going to be working with for the rest of the season, or knowing what you're working without for the rest of the season, it really gets you prepared for the future. Now, Bijan, of course, is a monster no matter which way you slice it.
Dog.
He's a straight dog.
For
like
sure.
his traits and everything, no matter what you're battling, it's really a hard thing to do. And Bijan, with 22 rushes for 128 yards, and then still leading Rex with 5 Rex, just proves that Bijan is the team. And in reality, if you could really stop that player, then maybe you have a shot. But even Desmond Ridder, it's 2 interceptions, still makes his mistakes, but no matter what, he's still a quarterback for the future.
Yeah, no, big maybe on stopping Bijan. I mean, he's a beast. He's one of the best players on Madden. I don't care if he's a rookie or 30 or whatever we're in right now. I mean, even as a rookie, he's a monster. Yeah, no, I'm glad Noah Fant is working out for him, because with me, he would drop way too many passes. I mean, my rookie was doing much better than Noah. That's why I felt like I could use him as a trade piece, and that's how I was able to get Jeremy Chin. So, I mean, maybe it was not a fleece. Maybe it's working out for both teams. It looks like.
Look, this man's talking through his teeth, talking about a fleece when no fan over here. Fucking
I didn't see this game. You see, now it might not be a fleece.
Nah. But Bijan still had a game, man. 22 attempts, 128 yards, and a touchdown. He's still being Bijan. So you fantasy owners are definitely getting something out of him, especially with Drake London, too. 3 Rex, 92 yards, 2 touchdowns, man. His offense tried to keep him into the game as much as possible, but it looks like either those 2 interceptions or those sacks were just a little bit costly on that end. Moving over to our next game of the week. This is our game of the week recap, guys. We're going to move this from the lineup a little bit up. It's here. We're going to talk about it now. Talking about the Condors and the Blues, man. The Paris Blues. And let me tell you something. Ski came back with a vengeance after that week loss that he had on week 3. Came up 35-14. And, the Condors was number 3 in the league. 3-0. Looking like a Super Bowl favorite almost. Revenge game come up. But, I told you these divisional games, they go 2 for 2 sometimes, man. Malik Willis, 16 for 26. I heard Malik Willis is their future. Now, I heard that he's going to keep him and he's going to develop him. I know been a lot of talk saying, oh, he wants to get rid of him. He needs a new quarterback. But, sources say he's keeping him, especially after this game. Looks like old Ski is back. We have 16 for 26, 61 percentage, 231 yards, 3 touchdowns, 2 interceptions. We can not do those 2 interceptions, but at the end of the game, it's still a positive rating. Keaton Mitchell with 24 attempts, 104 yards, and a touchdown. Looks like the running game is working for them. And kudos to his tight ends. One with 6 with Gabe Quinos and Josh Oliver with 2, both with double digits, and one with a triple digit, 108, and then Josh with 41, but both touchdowns. And then Xavier Worthy with just 2 wrecks, but a crucial touchdown that helps out. Looking at his defense, it looks like Landry the third with a sack and a half, being a monster he is normally in Madden. Caleb Farley with 1 pick. Josh Thompson, strong safety, coming in with 2 picks. Peter Nicholson coming in with a pick. But I want to give some love over to the Condors. C.J. Stroud not playing C.J. Stroud ball like he has for the past 3 weeks. 12 completions to 22 attempts, 54%, 222 yards, 2 touchdowns, but it's the 4 interceptions for me, man. That's not C.J. Stroud. That's not Condor's ball. He plays clean ball, but he also can, get 2 to 3 touchdowns. I would definitely say the crucial part about stopping the Condors is stopping his run game, which is what the Blues did. He only had 10 attempts with 65 yards and no touchdown. Looks like his receivers are clean with no drops. Only looks like Tank Dell and Patrick Marbury with the 2 touchdowns. His defense looks like only got 2 sacks overall. Will Anderson with the half, sharing with Eric Armstead, and only 2 picks with Derek Stingley and Jalen Petrie. There's definitely young studs on both teams. Both teams are going to be a force to record with down the road. So they definitely have another matchup coming in later. So definitely a good game here. Definitely a good game of the week. What do you guys think?
It was a pretty solid outing for Ski and the Paris Blues. He needed to really get back into the saddle, if you will, as far as getting back in the win column. Sticking with Malik Willis was you could tell it's kind of a last minute decision based on how the draft was going, and he was like, you know what? He saw that he ended up with a better team to build around Malik Willis rather than trading to get someone to replace Malik Willis. 3 touchdowns, 2 interceptions. Still plays like Malik Willis, but I mean he's getting the hang of it. You can tell. Keaton Mitchell, 104 yards, really helping take the pressure off that young quarterback. And then as far as his his receivers, Gabe Quinones with 101 receiving yards and a touchdown really does help. He looks like with the tight end, he looks like he's trying to keep it shorter, play more towards his strengths. As far as probably not the best idea just to keep throwing things down the field.
Yeah.
And defense stepping up and being able to shut down the Condors, like you said, not playing Condors ball. So the fact of being able to stop that kind of high-powered offense, Harold Landry with a sack and a half really does help put the pressure on C.J. Stroud and makes him make a couple mistakes. Darius Smith with the other half of the sack. Looks like the defensive line is really pushing up, and it's what he needs to keep doing if he wants to keep playing decent football and make something of this team this season.
Yeah, no, these guys played in week 2. The Condors won 42-29, so he won pretty convincingly. But that's the thing about the Blues user. I hear great things about him. I've only played him once, but just playing that one time, I could tell that he adjusts really well. Hopefully we don't play again because I feel like he will adjust to my game really well. But back to what you were saying, Jay. I don't know about Malik Willis. I would have personally drafted a quarterback. I was kind of worried that he was. Thankfully, he passed up on them. But yeah, I don't know if he's the answer, but we'll see. Sometimes, if you're a great user, it doesn't matter who you have a quarterback. You can still get some dubs. So
Exactly.
I guess we're gonna have to wait and see. But I would personally move on from him.
So I have an update from the Condors himself. This was their second game of the season, so they split 1-1.
Yeah.
So there's that update. They're not playing anymore this season. I'm a dumbass. Welcome to the team. All right, so those are all the games we want to just highlight. Some of them, the rest of them are either Sims. There was another one I didn't get a chance to make a graphic on, and it's cool. I just want to do some fast talking about it. Steelers and the Aviators. The Steelers has the Aviators numbers. He's beaten them 3 times in the past 3 years. One in the playoffs, 2 times in the regular season, and he did it again, man. Coming out with 30-27, turning around his season early. Like I said, AFC North teams, they have some guys, and guess what? Kenny Pickett is not the starter anymore. He is starting Cameron Ward, the rookie, and he had a hell of a game. 16 for 26, not really good on the completion. It's over 50. He's got 60, 235 yards, but it's the touchdown to interception ratio for me. He has 3 touchdowns, only 1 pick, and 2 sacks. I mean, the Jaguars D line is crazy. It's nuts. You know what it is. Trevor Lawrence didn't have his best game at all. 19 for 35, 54%, 334 yards. He had the touchdowns with 3, but this is the point where it killed him. It was 4 interceptions, man. That Steelers defense, they get picks. It's sometimes not, the most realistic picks. Sometimes it's not the most like, oh my God, that's gonna happen in real life. But he gets them and he executes on them for sure. Jay has some memory of that, some history with that.
Yeah, he just really kind of with the kind of defense that they have, and then when it comes to the way Madden plays, he just relies on AI to do a lot of the work for him. Not much of like talking down, but in reality, he's not a great defensive player. He really relies on the AI of Minka Fitzpatrick, and he kind of relies on the pressure being able to ruin a quarterback's accuracy. And just, I've had a few of them where something happens to where the ball gets thrown and somehow just magically ends up in his hands. It's not even like it's a bad throw; it's a bad target. Sometimes it just happens, and
it's that Minka effect. I'll tell you that right now. Playing Minka.
No, trust me, because like if you have, I had specifically a play action, I believe it was a flood route, where one of them was like on a slant and the other one was on a post. They were both 20 yards apart. Minka drops back to get the farther route, and as soon as I throw it under, he flies back in and acracrabats it. And I'm like, how is this realistic? You know what I mean? He covered 15 yards of distance by the time the ball got there, and it was only a 10-yard pass. So I'm like, I'm not understanding how 10 yards, Minka gets there faster than the ball does.
Yeah,
so
that's
unfortunately, I've always felt like
and
just throwing down the gauntlet. I feel like Pittsburgh is a fraud. I feel like I can really take him down, and if he could just stop relying on the AI to save it, I feel like I could take him down because I've already read the way he plays. We've already played a couple times, and he's really easy to shut down if you can just get the animation.
Y'all heard that here first, folks. Steelers is a fraud. Midos, you gonna take that, or you gonna put that to the gridiron and show this man up? We'll see. Or will he show up and not play Steeler ball? So we'll see.
Yeah, no, Minka's. I mean, he has to be like a top 5 player in this game. He's insane.
Easily.
He keeps him in a lot of games. I noticed that playing him twice in a row in the Super Bowl and in the first game of the season. I mean, you got to make a tough decision if you're going to throw that way. Either he's going to get knocked out or intercepted most of the time. I do find interesting that he's starting this rookie. I think is the right decision. I think Kenny Pickett is just not cut for it. This rookie seems to be doing pretty well. He started him in the second half, I think, or later down the road in our first game, and he was doing better than Pickett. So I think that's a good decision. We'll see how it plans out.
Most definitely. So we're done here with the recap now. Let's go ahead. We've been on this for a while. Let's go ahead. Let's move over to the stats and leaders real quick, and also with the standings. We'll give you guys a quick little update here. Here on the screen, we have the passing leaders here. Number 1 is KJ Jefferson. Shout out to Eurostep. 1,300 yards. With 10 touchdowns. His completion rating, I wish it was a little bit higher. It's at 57 right now. He's a rookie, but, to be on top, he's looking like C.J. Stroud in real life right now. But I mean, yeah. Coming in at second is Dak Prescott with a 69%, 1328 yards with only 6 touchdowns. I don't know his interception ratio. I don't know if it's egregious or
11,
not.
11.
11.
Oh,
God damn.
man.
Yeah.
But this is the passing leaders. We're not talking about like rating. So going over as T Law is number 3, 61% with 1313 yards and 14 touchdowns. I'm pretty sure his interceptions are a little bit more even than that. Let me know.
7.
Oh yeah, T Law being T Law. Moving over to the rushing leaders, we have Darian Baldwin with 73 attempts, 567 yards, 7 touchdowns. I'm telling you, man, Condors, when he runs the ball, he can run it. That is the staple of their offense. We have Isaiah Pachenko. I'm not sure what team he's with this year. 85 attempts, 561 yards, 5 touchdowns. And then we have Breece Hall from the New York Jets. I'm telling you, Euro, you're a monster, dude. 83 attempts, 550 yards, 5 touchdowns. Moving over to the receiving leaders, we have Christian Kirk with 17 recs, 494 yards, 5 tutties. Johnny Wilson with 32 recs, 477 yards, 5 tutties. And Miko Hardman, another Jets, Jets. I don't have favorites, but Jets. 17 recs, 440 yards, 4 touchdowns. Moving over to our sack leader, we have Myles Garrett. Go ahead, kudos to the Orbits. Man has been the sack crown, 2 years in a row? Or is it 1? You remind me, Orbits. But defensive tackle, 9 sacks, 21 tackles. I said he's the sack king for the past 2 years, correct?
Yes. Myles Garrett stays at the top of the leaderboard at all times.
21 tackles for loss. We got Micah Parsons with 7 and 8 tackles for losses. And we have Chase Young with 6 sacks. 4 tackles for losses. Moving over to the interception leader, one of our favorite upcoming teams is the Falcons. Eric Stokes leading it with 6 interceptions, 2 deflections. Tyrann Mathieu, who came in runner-up for Player of the Week with 4 picks, 2 deflections. Old man still getting it done. And the Condors with Jalen Petrie and 4 interceptions. Tackle leaders, we have Dayan Henley with 40 tackles, 30 solo. Man, is balling, bro. We have Quay Walker with 32 tackles, 29 solos. And we have Bobby Yuki with 44 tackles, 27 solo. So we're going to move into the standings. We'll go ahead and we'll let Jay go ahead and work with that one.
Yeah, to repeat that. What'd you ask me to do?
We're going to go with the standings, my boy.
Standings, all right. So, as far as Jesus Christ, I did not know that. Okay, so as far as like standings in the league so far, we got Seahawks stays number 1. Have you taken a loss yet? No, right? I'm reading this right?
Not yet.
All right, well, he's still proven that he is the team to beat. Sitting at a perfect 4-0. And up next we have for top 5, it's all pretty solid / surprising. As far as we got Seahawks, then we got the Dolphins up next with 1 loss, and then we got the Desperados, and then the Black Knights, and then the Condors, all with 1 loss apiece. Condors, I believe they haven't played their game yet, so right now they're sitting at 3-1. But for 6 through 10, 6 we got Aviators. Everyone used literally top 8. They all got 1 loss apiece. So it's a pretty tightly contested league so far. Dolphins leading AFC at 4-1, but he really has no room for error because Desperados and the Black Knights are all behind him with 4-1. Condors 3-1, Aviators 3-1. It's still a pretty solid race, and then there's me with 3-2. So I feel like if I can keep up, if I can manage Tua, that's all I gotta say about that subject. If I can manage him, if I can manage him to be the same way he was last year without the interceptions, I feel like I can keep up. But the surprising 2 teams that are on my ass in the AFC are the Paris Blues and the Indianapolis Colts. Man. I keep losing, and they start figuring out their pace. I'm gonna drop them below, and then everything after that is pretty solid. It's pretty the same. Bengals, Steelers, Bills. I believe the worst in the division is the Huskies and the Chargers and the Broncos. All with 1 win apiece.
How are the Chargers 1-3?
I don't know. The way they smacked the shit, just the way they smacked Kamish, it was just
Why are we still talking about this nigga?
See, I know, right? Gee,
bro.
you
Let
got
it
something
go.
against
Let
you.
it go.
I mean, you're his only win of the
Hey,
season.
chill
That's why, and it
out.
happened
Just
to
let
be
it
by that
go.
much.
Let it go. Let it go. It's my first time playing him.
NFC is a lot more, I would say, diverse because you got one undefeated team, and I'm not mistaken. Yep, he's the only undefeated team in the league. There's only one last undefeated team, and that's David and the Seahawks.
Number one in my heart.
Yeah, love you,
Snowhawks
baby.
close behind a 3-1. Steamers 4-1. Then there goes Kari and the Succaneers at 3-2. Zeke the Cowboys sitting at a perfect 500 with 2-2. Lions still not that far behind with 2-3. If he, like I said, if he can figure out these next 5 games, if he can win at least 2 games, he can stay in playoff contention no matter what.
Almost definitely.
Very much. Then Packers, Riverhogs, everything seems pretty on the up and up. Only God damn it. The only team that doesn't have a win is the Houston Oilers. And
Damn.
I know he has it, but I know a lot of times he really does get
He gets
he gets the shit end of the stick. He gets the
Yeah.
shit end of the stick a lot of the times, and I watch a lot of his games, and a lot of them really aren't his fault. My only personal critique that I could see of him, he needs to get rid of that ball. He tries to hold on to it as much as possible, and that causes him to get sacked like 8 times a game. So my personal thing, he needs to learn how to throw the ball away.
Who's his quarterback?
Jordan Travis is a rookie he drafted.
Florida
okay.
State.
So
Florida State.
he needs to learn how to get rid of the ball. I'll give him that. He has patience to see if any of his plays will develop, but then he catches himself outside of the pocket trying to get out of there, and he just loses it. So
Seems like the
that's my
defense is
personal
not
take on that
really
one.
holding up either. I mean, he scored 59 points so far and 120 points against them. It's like, jeez.
Yeah, so his defense really isn't helping him at all.
Yeah.
Overall, it's a shitty situation that he really got to figure out a way to work around.
Yeah. So guys, that was our stat leaders and standings for week 4 going into week 5. We're gonna go into our weekly awards. You guys know how this is. I'm not gonna go so crazy like I did last week. I don't know if you guys liked it or not. Y'all didn't say shit about it, but anyways.
Oh yeah, you were a little.
That was hype. I could bring that back. But going
you passed off to
into
me.
the
I didn't know what to say.
going into player of the week AFC offense, we have Tua Tagovailoa with 212 yards and 3 touchdowns. Dude is balling, man. He is a baller. Moving into player of the week AFC defense, we have another Chargers player 2 weeks in a row. We got Derwin James Jr., 3 tackle for losses, 2 interceptions, and a touchdown. Did it all against me. We ain't talking about it. Fuck y'all. We got player of the week NFC offense, man. Matthew Stafford with the Riverhawks, 277 yards, 3 touchdowns. The old man can still kick it, man. He can still hang in there, dude. And that leaves us with the defensive player of the week for the NFC. I talked about him last show, guys. I wasn't just blowing him up. Noah Sewell, dude. 1 tackle, 1 interception, 1 forced fumble, 1 touchdown. Now, that was 1 solo touchdown. He had 5 assist touchdowns on there as well. Neon doesn't really count the assists, but I do. And, dude is a baller for the Shamrocks. I told you guys, I don't just blow smoke up your guys' ass. I know what I'm talking about, dude. I know it. I feel it in my bones. But yeah, with that going on, we're going to go into our power rankings. And I don't know if you guys are going to be happy with this or not. But you know what? At the end of the day, it's on y'all, not on me. So going in, we're going to go ahead and let David do his top 10 real quick. And then we're going to go into this power ranking that we have on the screen right now.
All right. So let's see. Should I start from top to bottom or bottom to top?
Man, give him the suspense, dude. We already know you're on top.
Yeah, it's not even being biased, just record-wise. I don't think I've been playing the best, especially with Bo Nix. But only undefeated team left, so I'll put myself at the top. After that, I do have the Chiefs, the Desperados. He won the Super Bowl year 1. Seems like he's a great user. Never played against them. I think currently he's 3-1, so he's still doing pretty well. I'm gonna put him at number 2 in the meantime. I have the Aviators at number 3. Haven't played him in a while, but it seems like he keeps racking up wins. I know he just lost, but seems like he's still a good user. So put him at number 3. I have Jay at number 4, the Orbits, because the team is absolutely stacked and you keep getting wins too. So there you go. After that, I have the Black Knights. I haven't played him in a while either, but he seems like he's sort of kind of balling with Dak. He needs to cut down those interceptions though. Then I have the Steamers, which could be higher. Same thing as just a new user. I mean, so far he scored 123 points, only allowed 52. That's pretty damn good. It's one of the best ratios in the league. So it must be a good user. Then I have the Dolphins. That might drop because of the suspensions. Follow the rules, guys. They're not that hard. Right, Commish?
Yes, I love it, bro. I love it. Just follow the fucking rules.
Just follow the fucking rules. Then we have the Snowhawks, aka the Saints. Same thing. I haven't played him in a while, but I mean, I think he beat Kari if I'm not wrong this season.
I think so.
I could be
man.
wrong, but I mean, either way, he's 3-1. Then I have the Blues and the Condors. Blues is a great user. It's just he's getting the hang of things. Condors, he has the Texans. He's added some pieces, but it's still impressive to see him ball out with that team. So that's my top 10.
Perfect. So now we're gonna move into the overall power rankings for BT motherfucking B. All right. Again, this isn't my doing. This is y'all's. I'm just rating you guys and putting you on a list on how you guys perform. So we're gonna start off with number 32. That's my boy, dude. We're gonna figure shit out with the quarterback, man. We're gonna figure shit out. We're gonna let him be young team. He's gonna figure it out. We got 31 with the Broncos. Zay died, dude. I don't know where he's been. So we got a new Broncos user. So there's that. Bills, man. You gotta pick it up, dude. We're gonna get there. We got Bulls at 29. We got the Huskies at 28. We got 27 with the Raiders. Raiders jumped up 5. He's finding ways to win games, which is great, especially without a quarterback. So it's great. We have Jaeger is finally back on the win track, dropping up 5. Man, dude's stellar, dude. He got a stellar win. Let's see if he can find some traction. Keep that up for the rest of the season. I bumped up the Chargers up 4 because he whooped my ass. We ain't gonna talk about that. We got Sentinels at 24, losing to the Super Bowl champ. It's not a good look. I know it's good games. The whole cheating scandal. We're not going to talk about that, Mr. Bountygate. But yeah, it is what it is. 23, we have Riverhogs. We don't have a user. He went up 5 spots. You guys can see the rest of the rankings here. Colts dropped 3. I got my ass whooped. We have the Lions dropped down 5. No Caleb Williams. Didn't look like a good game overall. Not his fault. The Bucks moved up 4. The Bengals moved up 2 for beating the Packers. I want to say our biggest mover out of all is the Paris Blues, hopping up 8 spots from 19. He's now in 11, about to crack the top 10. Possibly can crack it this week, especially if he gets some nice wins here. The people who haven't moved, the Falcons, I don't really think that loss can hurt them too bad. Like I said, Jaegers is a playoff guy from last year. Falcons still have a good team. They're 2-2, lost to an 0-3 team. I still think they're there. Man, let's talk about some guys that broke into the top 10. I have Steamers at 9 over Zeke. Zeke lost the fair sim. I still want to keep him in the top 10. He's a great user, great team. I just want to see Trey Lance do a little bit more and help him get some wins and schedule some things better, brother. We got the Snowhawks that jumped up 5 and is now 8. Saints have turned it around, dude. Former Saints, Snowhawks. He's learning how to win some games, and it's great too. He barely missed playoffs last year, so definitely a great user. I have Orbits drop down. The reason why I have him drop down, again, that he beat a team that had no QB. I feel like there were 6 other teams that are just better right now overall from this week. And starting with 6, we have the Desperados jumping up 2. Like David said, he is a former Super Bowl winner the first year. He's back this year. Go figure, right? But he's winning games like he's doing. I have the Condors drop down 1, lost to a great team in the Blues, but I still feel like he is one of the top teams right now with a young team that is able to beat most teams and most users here. We have Black Knights, who He's doing his thing, man. He's winning games. He's doing what he has to do. So he goes up one. We have the Dolphins somehow still winning with a suspension. We don't like you right now. It's not indefinite, but we don't like cheaters, motherfucker. Just follow the rules and we'll be all good. No hate against you. I know Aviators lost to the Steelers. It was a close game. I still feel like overall Aviators is 2 overall out of teams. I still feel like he can give any team in this league a run for his money and still win. He's just got to find a way to beat the shit out of the Steelers and come out with a win. And of course, number 1 in my heart, number 1 in my eyes, David with the Seahawks. He's 4-0, dude. He hasn't lost a game. So if you guys are tired of seeing him on top, beat him. Simple as that. Beat him. But overall, I feel definitely with the Bryce Young move, it helps him keep that number 1 spot. It looks like it's going to be a good future possibly for the Seahawks. Jay, what do you think about the power rankings, dude?
Honestly, I feel like they're pretty rounded out. I mean, especially with your explanations on a lot of them. I mean, shit, Dolphins still winning games, especially with everything that's going on. Like I said last week, proves he has that drive. He has that motivation. He's like, I'm going to prove that I'm not just 2 players for a single team. So keeping him at number 3, I mean, the only team that hasn't lost obviously needs to be at number 1.
Yeah.
And I've always considered myself somewhat of a primo David hater, but he's playing ball and he's playing ball. I can't argue with that. If he beats me right now, it's because he outplayed me. And then he goes 5-0. You know what I mean? I see myself why I dropped. I'm kind of still figuring some things out. I mean, I have the team that I shouldn't be figuring shit out, but with Tua, it's a coin toss. Condor's dropping. He's like we said last game. He wasn't playing how he's supposed to. Of course, it's gonna make you drop. But overall, everything's pretty solid. Roundabout. Lions dropping because he lost. Not even just. We only keep mentioning Caleb Williams, but you got to remember that he also lost DJ Chark and he also lost Brian Burns.
Yeah, he did lose some
So
guys.
he lost major quarterbacks, major pieces on his team. So I feel like he can still keep it up, but as of right now, I do see that dropping. But hey, guess what? It's time for him to lock in, and if he really show that he's that team, he can really show it out.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. All right, guys. So that's pretty much where we're going to stop this. We were going to do an early mock draft. We're not going to do that today. We're going to go ahead and we're going to link into the things, how the games play off this weekend, how the next 2 advances play off, and see what teams are really going to be going to the playoffs, what teams are going to be looking mid, and what teams are really going to be fighting for the top 5 draft picks. But overall, we went over the game of the week, hell of a game of the week. And then you guys remember, vote on the game of the week. Before we advance. It's out there. And if you guys want the reward, it is a +2 to any player under 75 overall, no physical stats. If you subscribe, like this video, and show me that you've done it, then we are good. Looks like I already got a subscriber. Damn, it looks like that's, bro, the Condors is fucking fast. Jesus shit, dude. You're fast as fuck, man. But I want to say thank you guys. You guys are the Boomcasters. We are the Boomcast. And I definitely want to give out a shout out to you guys for all your feedback, for the way you guys help us out here. I want to thank David for coming on to the show and just being a guy who can come in here and fill in a spot sometimes, man. It looks good. It feels good. I'm all for it. I am all for it. So.
Oh yeah, it's a pleasure being here. It's a great show, and I can't wait to see it grow.
Oh man, most definitely. So with that being said, guys, I'm going to put on a little tunes, nothing too loud. Again, you guys are the Boomcasters. We are the Boomcast. We're going to give you guys the news. We're going to talk about games. We're going to make this a cool environment and a cool community. Share it with your friends. Share it with other users you guys want to come in and play. This is going to be a great-ass fucking league. With that being said, I am the commish.
San Antonio Orbits.
And we got our special guest.
Seattle Seahawks.
All right, guys. See y'all.